Welcome to the City of Mission. My name is Martin Garza Jr. I'm the city manager for the City of Mission. Today is a big day. It's a great day for the City of Mission. We are receiving a $1 million grant from the U.S. Department of Justice, and this will allow the City of Mission to hire 8 new additional police officers to our force, bringing the numbers up to 157. And this is a great opportunity for us to continue keeping our city safe. And before I continue, I'd like to take the time to acknowledge some of the elected officials that are here today. And these are the people who strive to keep the city safe and to give us the opportunities as department heads to be able to bring the funds in working in what they have as one of the top priorities for the City of Mission, and that is public safety. With us today, we do have our mayor, Mr. Norberto Beto Salinas. We do have also, we also do have Ms. Nori Garza, our Mayor Pro Tem. Also with us today, Dr. Armando Ocaño, Councilman. And our Councilwoman, Ms. Jessica Ochoa. Again, we want to thank the council and the board members for being here, and we're really grateful in having their support to continuing the endeavor of public safety here in the City of Mission. And to talk about the grant here with us this afternoon, we have several representatives that's going to say a little bit about what the grant actually does and how it affects the City of Mission. With us today, I'd like to bring up Mr. Mayor Beto Salinas to do the official welcoming. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Martin, and I want to welcome all of you for this special occasion. This is a wonderful grant that we got. We used to get these grants when President Clinton was in office. I think we got 3 years in a row when he was in office, and it helped us real well in those days where we were starting the Mission PD. We used to get up to 12 at a time, and it was a good subsidy for us in those days some years ago. And now, you know, this is the first one that Jales has brought to us. Jales has a lot to do with getting this grant for us with the congressman, and especially we want to thank the congressman for the work he's doing with us and what he is helping us with on this CAPS grant. You know, 167 officers, a lot of officers that we have, and we're going to get some more, and hopefully the City of Mission has done real well in the last 15 years, and today makes it official that we can afford to hire 8 more officers with the help of the federal government. And it's what it takes, you know, help from the federal government and the state. You know, I think we get a lot of grants from the state. We were talking about it the other day that we're getting subsidized by the state of Texas on all those grants that we get. And of course, this one is one of the best ones, but it takes a lot of work to be able to get the grants and to be able to work together with the rest of the agencies. I could assure you that Mission is one of the safest cities in the country. We have very good police force, and we get a lot of support from the other agencies and the other cities. So again, I want to thank you, Congressman, for this grant, and hopefully we can get another one next year and the following year. And we would really be very grateful if you all would just go ahead and get 3 more. We'll pick them all up. Hopefully we can get up to 200 officers for the City of Mission. So again, thank you very much, Congressman, and we really appreciate it. And all of you that work for us, for the city, especially the police officers, that we are very grateful on the work that you all do in the City of Mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And to continue, you know, one of the things the Mayor just mentioned is thanking the police officers that work the streets, that deal with our victims, our citizens of Mission, and bring that great community policing involved on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to take the opportunity, we can have the police officers stand up and be recognized and thank them for the service that they do for us every day. Thank you. You know, it takes great partnership to be able to move forward in bringing these grants forward. With us today is our U.S. Congressman Henry Cuellar, who has participated immensely in putting the program together, bringing the funds, bringing the grants to the City of Mission. And we want to thank him for that partnership, that relationship that he holds with the City of Mission, which we're very grateful. We appreciate him taking the time to be here in the City of Mission with us today to present this check.
I do want to say, first of all, Mayor, I want to thank you for the great leadership that you provide here in Mission. Council, also, again, thank you because y'all have done a great job. In fact, when you look at the FBI figures that just came out, the average murder rate across the nation is about 4.5 murders per 100,000. If you look at the murder rates in our area, you're talking about maybe 2 murders per 100,000. So I always said that if somebody asked me one time, what's the most dangerous thing about my job? It's when I leave the border and go to Washington, because the murder rate over there is about 25 murders per 100,000 in Washington, D.C., and that shows the great work that the law enforcement have been doing down here in the border. So again, I want to join the mayor and the city council to say thank you so much for what you all are doing. I do want to say that I know that we're going to hear from the representative from John Cornyn. I have to say, John Cornyn and I work very, very well together, bipartisan, Democrat, Republican, but we always put Texas first. And that's the way it should be. There are a lot of things that John Cornyn and I have worked on, and we'll continue working together to make sure that we deliver for Mission, to make sure we deliver for the border area. So I want to send my best to the senator and for the great work that he and his staff are doing. These grants don't just happen. Somebody has to put in the time. Somebody has to put the information together. So Hollis, I want to thank you. I understand you've been involved in that. Martin, again, you and the chief also. It takes a team effort. And I certainly want to say thank you for the people that put this together on this. You know, the COPS program was started in 1994 under President Clinton. This has worked very well. In fact, if you look at it, since 1994, COPS has awarded over $14 billion across the nation. That means that we've been able to hire thousands and thousands and thousands of police officers across the nation because of the COPS program. I sit in the appropriations, and one of the things I did in appropriations this year is that I got a little bit of money, $87 million more. It's $299 million, added a little bit more money, and I hope that in conference, so when we get into the final bill, the omnibus bill in December, that we can add more money, because this program does work and it does have a direct impact in providing community-oriented police services here. Mission, as you know, will be receiving a $1 million COPS grant that will allow the Mission Police Department to hire 8 new officers. This will bring the total of police officers to 157 of 149, plus the new 8, so it'll be 157. That's a pretty good size police force that we're going to have here. 29 of them are the ones that the mayor was talking about. 29 of those were hired through 3 COPS previous grants that we have. So it's a good program that works very well. And this program, what it does, it's a partnership between the federal government and the local government. Basically, what the federal government will provide is 75% of the funding. The city will provide 25% of the funding for salaries, benefits for the next 3 years. And then after the 3 years, it's up to the city to hire them 100%. So it's a seat money that gets those new officers in. When you look into the crime statistics, which I started with, and I don't want to go into this, but I know you know this very well, Chief. If you look at the numbers, we've had about a 15.3% decrease in crime, which means that something is working here. And we do know what's happening across the river. We all know what's happening up there, but there is something going on here, here in McAllen. When you're able to decrease the crime, by that number of percentage points, that means that something good is happening. You got to have the right leadership. You have the police chief, you have the police officers, so we have. And then the other thing is you got to have the mayor and the city council and the city manager that are supportive. And it looks like we have the right mixture here of that type of leadership and support. So again, Mayor, I want to say thank you so much for all the good work that you've done. City Council, again, you need a strong City Council to work with the mayor and with the city manager to provide that leadership. And Chief Dominguez, again, thank you. I have 3 peace officers in my family. So it's very easy when it comes to me, when it comes to peace officers, to make sure that we listen to those men and women and provide them the resources that they need. And therefore, this $1 million grant will be very useful toward that goal. Thank you so much, and I appreciate being here with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward, and like I said, it takes a partnership to be able to bring these grants here with us today. One of the persons that we meet up with, and this is very often, is with the Office of Hollis Rutledge and Associates, and he's been a partner with the City of Mission for many years now, and he's the man behind the grants. He's the man in his staff that puts these grants together, meets with the department heads, meets with their staff, and to be able to bring in the stats, the numbers that we need to make this thing a success. So with us here today, in part of the partnership with Congressman Cuellar, that work very closely together to make a Mission a better place to live, is a representative from Senator John Cornyn's office, and that's Christopher Castillo. And if I may say, Mr. Castillo is the son of Danny Castillo, former police chief from the city of Harlingen, who's working now for the city of Brownsville. So we've had a great relationship with your dad. Mr. Castillo, if you and Mr. Hollis Rutledge can come up here, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pleased to have a letter that I'd like to read very briefly, and then I'll let Mr. Castillo also make some comments on behalf of Senator Cornyn's office. And I'd like to go ahead and proceed in reading the letter from our senator. Dear City of Mission, today I congratulate you on the award of $1 million for the hiring of 8 full-time police officers through 2016 COPS Grant hiring program. The proactive efforts of the city serve as an example of the dedication to continued safety and prosperity for the Mission area. I would also like to thank the Mission Police Department for its sacrifices they make each day for their community. I am forever grateful for your service and courage. As your United States Senator, it has been a pleasure and honor to support the City of Mission in their application process. I would also like to thank my good friend, United States Congressman Henry Cuellar, for whom I have the utmost respect for his service to the great people of South Texas. I congratulate you on this amazing accomplishment and wish your city the best of prosperity and success. And I want to thank everyone that helped us put together the application, the city staff, Chief Dominguez, his staff, and the city manager, and everybody that we worked with in conjunction. I'd be remiss if I do not recognize some of the people in our organization, our Executive Vice President and partner, Sheila Baez-Pankratz, who's here with us, as well as our Chief Grant Writer, Mr. Francisco San Martin, and thank you very much for your help. With that, I'd like to pass it on to you.
I'd like to hand over this letter to the City Manager, Mayor, and Chief as a commemoration of this moment, please. Mayor. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Chief.
All set. Congratulations.
Thank you once again. We want to thank other representatives for being here. I'd like to add to a comment that our congressman just mentioned. The fact that the officers after the 4 years are hired full-time and they're picked up through the general fund of the budget for the city. And with that, has a lot to do with the city council and the mayor for having the leadership and having the ability to make sure that the funds are there through our general fund to be able to make sure that these officers keep their job at the end of the grant and that we can continue serving the city of Mission with the officers that were just hired. But to tell you a little bit more about the grant is our Chief of Police, Chief Robert Dominguez. Chief.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great honor to be here today on this great occasion. First and foremost, I want to thank the mayor and our city council for their support throughout the years. It is a difficult job that we have as police officers, but I tell you, our mayor and city council are always there to support all our programs, and I thank you for that. Congressman Cuellar, thank you, and your staff, Senator Cornyn's office, have been at the forefront of helping us with our grant application in Washington, D.C., and obviously now to the flourishing of it and the award of the grant to the City of Mission Police Department. As was mentioned earlier, I might give up my age here, but I've been with the city for 29 years, and over the 29 years, we've gotten 4 COPS grants. And again, as mentioned as well, 29 of those positions still are part of this organization because of our mayor and city council. And of course, these 8 that we're about to hire based on this grant, I believe, will also be full-time police officers as the grant expires in the next 4 years. But the grant itself, the Office of Community-Oriented Policing, the whole thing behind it is the philosophy of COP, Community-Oriented Policing, and it's a way of thinking. And most importantly is to build transparency, to build a trust with our community as we address crime issues in our community. And I think that philosophy in putting all these strategies together as an organization and working with partnerships throughout our community, and as mentioned before, also with our law enforcement partners, I can tell you from the federal, state, local, and county level, we're all working together to be able to take care of our citizens in our respective communities. And it's a great endeavor that we're on. There's many partnerships that are developing right now based on what's happening in our communities. And bottom line, as was also mentioned, our crime rate, one of the best here in the Valley and across the state and across our country. And I applaud my police officers for that, my administrative staff, and all our police officers and all our civilian staff that contribute to that every day. I'm just elated again at the opportunity. As an assistant chief for 17 years, I've managed a lot of these grants, and I can tell you it's great to stand here and receive the grants, but there's still a lot of work to be done with these grants. And obviously we have a responsibility first and foremost to the citizens of this great community of Mission, and obviously also to the COPS office, as we're given that responsibility of this $1 million. So we have a great responsibility, and I look forward to the challenges of this grant, and I know that my staff is ready to take on that responsibility. And again, this is for the citizens of our community and to build that trust and relationship with them. I thank you again, and everybody here today, thank you for being here with us today. And we're going to continue our efforts, and I know within the next several months you'll see 8 new police officers in the City of Mission. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the members of the media for being here with us today. And if we can move forward by presenting the check, if I can have Congressman Cuellar up here, representative from Senator Cornyn's office, Mayor, City Council, if you can join us up front, and Chief and Hollis. Again, thank you for being here, and we appreciate all the support. Thank you.